Hello, welcome to this instructional video for Jyotishya Deepika Pro 2024 Release 1 software. I am Dr. Kumara. I am the author and the developer of the software Jyotishya Deepika Pro. In this video, I will show you the correct way of installing Jyotishya Deepika Pro 2024 Release 1 on your system. Normally, when you download the installer from my Google Drive, you obtain the installer as a zip file, which you can see on my desktop here. So this is called JD Pro 2024 R1 installer. This is a zip file. You can say that it's a zip file because in Windows 11 it is showing it with a zipper. It's a zip file. Inside the zip file you have the actual installer. So what you need to do is save this file that you have downloaded. So typically when you download any software from my Google Drive, you will actually see that in your downloads folder. So this is your downloads folder. So what you need to do is copy the file from the downloads folder and save it onto your desktop, and that way it will be very easy for you to access it for the installation. Now to begin the installation, you can either double click this file or right click on it and then say extract all. It will extract the contents of the zip file into a folder. So it says show me where you want me to put this file. So I'll just say put it on the desktop itself and I say extract. So the moment I say extract, I will get a folder on the desktop and the system will open it for me, and then it shows I'm on the desktop and this is the installer. Okay. Now we'll minimize this so you can see that on your desktop. Double click this folder and you will be able to see the installer file. So let me just make it a smaller window so that it's easier for you to see. Now all I need to do is double click on this installer to start the installation. So let's do that. So when I double click on the installer file, I get to see the first dialog which says welcome to the Jyotishya Deepika Pro setup program. And then you will see that there is a next button and a cancel button. If you press cancel, the installation will be aborted. But if I click next, you can choose the type of setup that best suits you. So typical setting is what you should choose. So choose the first option. Then you will be displayed with a license agreement. So a license agreement is displayed. If you want to read it, you have to scroll through it. If you want to print it, you can keep it printed. But you have to accept this license agreement in order to continue with the installation. So click the accept button and then it shows you where you want to install Jyotishya Deepika Pro. I recommend that unless you have a very valid reason as to why you would want to install it in a different location, please accept the location that is shown by default. This is how 99.9% of softwares are installed, and it is best to accept the system defaults, which is basically into your program files on your C drive, which is the main drive. And then you will say you are ready to begin the installation. So you can see this install button with a kind of a shield icon. Now this shield icon comes up whenever you require administrative privileges in order to install the software. So Jyotishya Deepika Pro 2024, you have to have administrative privileges on the machine where you are installing the software. So the meaning of the shield is that once you click this button, you will actually get a window which will ask you to accept or provide administrative permission in order to install. So let me click that. I got the dialog, I clicked yes on that, and then we are coming back to the main installation. It is copying the new files and the installer should be done within 30 to 40 seconds. So that's what we have seen. You click the finish button and that's it. Now how do you know Jyotishya Deepika is installed on your machine successfully? Now the installer is closed. You can see the familiar clock faced icon in golden color which says JD Pro 2024 release 1, which means that you have installed the software correctly. Once the installation is done, you can double click the desktop icon in order to start the software for the first time. Now please remember that once you install, by default there is an inbuilt license which will allow you to run the software 7 times. Now this is what we call as the evaluation version. Now the only thing that is different between an evaluation version and the final or perpetual license version is that in the evaluation version you can run the software 7 times. After the 7th use, you will not be able to run it again. That is the only limitation. Functionality wise, all the 7 times when you use it, you will be using the fully functional software. There is no difference between perpetual license or the full license version and the evaluation version. So just know that the evaluation version is going to work for 7 times, and that's the only difference, right? So when you are installing, even if you have paid the license fee, when you download the installer, it will initially install it as a evaluation version, okay, because that is the general license that is built into the software. Double click on Jyotishya Deepika Pro. Here again you will get a warning saying that you need to allow this software to be run. Click yes, and then you will get Jyotishya Deepika Pro starts up. You see this? So this is the first screen that you will get. This is Jyotishya Deepika Pro License Manager. You see this hardware ID. So the machine hardware ID, this is what you need to save and send it to me. You have to email it to me at kumara.sanjaya@jyotishadeepika.com. This is what we call is your hardware ID. This is very specific to the machine on which you are installing the software. If you are installing the software on 2 machines, you need 2 different licenses. So with one perpetual license, you can install the software on one machine that belongs to you and run it perpetually. Okay. So now what you should actually do is just go through this dialog. See, it says you are using an evaluation license for JD Pro 2024 release 1. The maximum number of uses allowed is 7. And since this is the first time you have logged in, so it says you have used the software once, the first time, and you have 6 uses left. In order to purchase a perpetual license, please send an email. Now, if you have already paid the license fee, you can send me this hardware ID. How do you do that? You save it, click the save button, and typically you have to select the desktop and then put your name of customer, okay, and then say hardware ID. And this is basically a hardware ID file, that is the type is nothing but a text file. Simply save it onto your desktop. And it says the hardware ID file was successfully saved. Send this file to this email address for processing your license. Click OK. And now what you need to do is you need this text file. You can open it with Notepad. You see this? It is the same number that was being displayed on the series of numbers and alphabets. It's an alphanumeric code which is displayed. So this alphanumeric code as a text file, you can either copy this and put it into your email body and send it to me, or you can even save this as a text file and send this to me as an attachment. So what I will do is I'll send you a license file which will help you activate the perpetual license. So what that license file is going to do is it's going to remove the evaluation license version which is there by default, and then put the actual perpetual license for you, so it gets activated. Now until that, you can keep running the software for 7 times. So click continue evaluation button, and then Jyotishya Deepika Pro will open on your screen. Okay, the first time you are running the software, it may take a couple of seconds extra to open on the screen. Just have patience. That depends on the speed of your computer and a fairly diverse set of characteristics which will determine how fast the software opens. But usually for the first time on any computer when it is installed, there is a couple of seconds of gap that is there, that is observed by the time the software launches. Thank you very much for watching this, and I hope to see you in the next instructional video.